So you're back in that office, and you are trying to figure out what's going on. Who does what?
So
I
I think
am systematically like going through all the stuff on the desk. I'm like opening drawers, like going through like a librarian would, just like step by step by step, drawer by drawer, orderly, neat, fashion, go.
is there a computer in there?
There is a computer.
I'm gonna try that.
Mhm. Um, I'm going to look at kind of the office and the setup and the whole building as a kind of a group and where the people came from and where they were going to. And I'm going to kind of try and create a map of where information might be kept. So I want to do research, basically, into kind of where we are, what's going on. Like from the whole building perspective.
So you're able to determine that there is a library that's part of the observatory, and it looks like it's in that velvet roped off area. And at the same time, with your architecture ability, Angela, you realize that there's a lot of plans and stuff, and that there's been renovations to the structure during the period of the lockdown, and the museum was closed. And it seems weird to you because that's the last thing that any closed arts or sciences or museum place would be able to spend a lot of money on renovations during the period of the disease spread. So that stands out to you as a peculiar thing.
Can I use my paralegal thing to start looking for permits for that? Even, well, Strong might be getting his info, but I'm going to start thinking, I wonder who approved the permits for this.
You realize that the construction was illicit, that it was performed illegally, and
yes.
No permits were
sought. Can't find any on file.
Can we figure out what it is that they changed?
It looks like there is a alteration of the system of ducts and cables and connectors, and that it was so it was all sort of backstage stuff in the wiring and so forth. So it seems to be like a major electrical upgrade.
Could Saurav or James have a look at this?
Yeah, I was like, if we are into science and tech, I'm like, were they trying to do something different? Like, were they like, building a Cerebro in there kind of thing,
Or is there any kind of occult significance to anything that they did?
So the occult significance you find is you discover that there are references to Aldebaran and the Hyades in the notes and so forth, and it looks like everything was designed to be that the hard deadline was tonight, that everything had to be prepared for October 31st, and that is in conjunction with something called the Hyadic convergence, and that's what you can determine here from here in the office. And it looks like a lot of the effort was about creating a high electricity and fiber optics and information wires leading from the actual observatory room itself, the one with the giant telescope, down into a basement level.
We need to get to either that basement or the observatory room.
There are some freaky stairs around here, guys. I just want to say, be careful.
So not basement?
Well, basement's fine, but watch your step.
The observatory's going to be up, though, not down.
That's right. The observatory is
either way
up, and it is part of the party that there are people that they've put big wooden structures around the instrumentation that shouldn't be damaged. So it's all been put up and protected, and the party is actually in progress there.
So we should not. Let's go to the basement then.
I like your logic.
I mean, I don't want to meet any more transformed people.
No, that's true. I say basement. That's fine. Just let's watch our steps.
Oh, okay.
just paranoid.
A horror movie?
Okay, so has everyone been transformed? Like, that's not the case, right? So what do these people all have in common, these ones who have been transformed? Like, there must be some point of continuity.
I mean, I'm transforming. Look at this hair. I don't wear my hair like this. I'm very proud of my hair.
I'm very glad to hear that, because that's not a good look.
Let's, while we walk over, let's observe and see. You know, I'm turning to the mad side. Like, we must make careful observations and see what has happened to these people, and then we come up with a hypothesis. There must be a rational explanation for this.
Wait, are you seriously saying that, like, you think they're actually changing into their costumes? Like,
look at my hair.
His hair did not look like that when we started this party.
Yeah.
I can solve a 4-variable partial diffie in my head right now. I have never been able to do that.
Do you even know what it means?
Who are you asking that to?
Oh, you. But I guess you do now.
Hey, I'm pretty mathy. But I'm like, this is weird. Like I'm feeling different. You when you told us to follow the king, something happened.
Okay, I'd
like to point out, you've got a skull attached to your face.
Yeah, and we can't get that off, James. We've tried.
Yeah, but, like, I'm not changing or anything. I feel the same. I just had this mask stuck on me.
Tell Lucy to stand on her
head. As you're giving that a gestural expression, you realize that your hands are becoming somewhat skeletal and pallid.
Okay, point taken.
All right, let's go to the basement.
I don't even need to be a forensic anthropologist to tell that's not weird. That's weird.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty weird. I
Okay, let's just go on our route. We'll see if anything else. If we need to wreck anything though, like destroy the observatory, can we say that's really evil thing to do and get your Larrys to do that?
Oh, I like that.
probably could.
Do you have, like, remote control over your Larrys? Like, can you text them and get them to do things?
Texting them got them to come back.
Yeah, cool, okay.
Well, listen, since I'm, like, the ruler of the party, then I'll go first so I can deal with, like, any obstacles or if anyone gets in our way.
Okay, and just tell people that we are your court or something.
Yeah, all right.
The king and his court are going to the basement. Can't end badly.
So you step into the corridor just as Leatherface is chasing terrified partygoers with a real chainsaw.
Oh God.
Okay, I've seen that movie.
We still have that robot, right?
Yes. Where is Sebastian?
He's standing in the room waiting for your command.
Sebastian, that Leatherface is a threat to us. Please restrain him.
I will obey my creator, and he goes to tussle with the Leatherface.
Whoa. Let me get this straight. We couldn't send security to stop the Larrys, but we can send the robot to stop Leatherface?
And I think when you say that, like, my mad science is coming into my head more. And I'm like, well, yes, of course, the natural language processing algorithm in the robot is very advanced. I programmed it myself. You see the Markov chain, and I just start going, like, I'm falling into my character.
Put my hands on either side of your face, like, sweetheart.
Huh?
You're babbling.
What? I was?
Babbling.
Sorry, what was I babbling about?
Like science.
Programming. I don't know. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Okay. Let's just get to the basement, yeah?
So you head to the basement, and at this point, you find that there's a doorway that's sort of that's locked that seems to like it would go down into the basement. And at this point, you sort of feel a strange tingling, Sunshine. You feel a sort of sense of destiny.
It's a basement door. It stairs that descend.
Indeed,
so
yes.
I imagine my childhood dresser, and I imagine shoving it aside, and there's the door. And I open it. I feel like we're all going to have to duck a little bit to get under, though.
A dresser appears and you move it to one side and you're now heading down the creaky the cobweb stairs down.
Watch your step.
Okay, out of curiosity, did we all just see a random dresser appear?
You
It's
didn't
not a random
see-
dresser. It belonged to my aunt before me.
Very
Yeah.
specific.
It's a very specific dresser.
You didn't see it appear so much as it was there it wasn't there and then it was.
I pull out my flask, unscrew the cap, take a really big swallow.
I'm like,
So I think that sounds like a composure test being taken to me.
ooh.
That's a 6.
So it looks like that flask swallow was all you needed to find out.
The
And,
good bourbon. The good bourbon.
The good
Very
bourbon.
good bourbon.
So you're headed down into
Actually,
the base.
Kat, I
into-
succeeded. You don't have your shock anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Right.
Well remembered. Yeah, I had totally forgotten about that.
Robin, do most cards in the game have this sort of change condition where they changed in some way?
Yeah, they mostly have discard conditions. So
Nice.
Part of the and so other ones will do things that are sort of leading you into stuff. So, for example,
The
one of them-
uncertain one.
Yeah, one of them, the discard condition is to talk to someone who no one wants to talk to. Or
Ah,
so-
nice.
Or you have to fail a test yourself to get rid of it. So you'd probably get some other card, but at least you fail some other test.
Nice. Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
So you find yourself down in that familiar basement level with Sunshine. Your sister is there, and the clown-faced dogs.
Do all of us
This
see
is
the
my
clown
sister,
face?
everyone.
Do all of us see the dogs?
Yes, you all see the dogs. Oh, yeah, right. That's also a composure.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely
the hell?
composure. Definitely composure.
What?
I feel like I'm a little exempt from this composure because I'm just leaning in at this point, but I don't know if that might also be a problem.
I
If
think
should
little
just take a
exempt
top card.
refers to a bonus, but you still have to make the roll.
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
so Kat, how many composure are you spending?
0.
Uh-oh.
I need to check whether I need to check whether the symbol on the dice is for a 1 or a 6. Oh, it's for a 6. Yes. Awesome.
That's always a fun check.
Yeah. I don't
Because there's a 1 on the other side, right? So
Oh.
that is a 6.
Okay, Misha?
I rolled a 5.
Okay, you're good. Ruth?
I rolled an unmodified 2.
Okay.
I'm a little bit leaning into the shock card, really. Like, this
But you've
arm-
also seen these before, so it's not like the first time you've seen them.
Yeah, exactly. They're dream planes.
Great. And my sister.
Yeah, so you got the worst version of a relatively benign pair. You have the collywobbles. -1 to focus tests, discard by nullifying the consequences of a previous setback.
Mm.
And Sharon?
So I spent 2 points because I decided I was like, I'm like this weird mad scientist now, right? So I'm like, what are these fascinating creatures? But I rolled and I got a total of 3.
So you...
So maybe I'm trying to like approach them being like, what genetics caused this?
I like grab you by the back of your lab coat.
Which for some reason has now become like I cleaned it before wearing it, but now the lab coat is now stained, like suddenly. Like it is now covered in like chemical stuff.
So you have unease. Your next presence or focus test takes a -1 penalty, then discard.
Great. Yeah, I'm uneasy because my brain is literally changing in my head. So I'm just like, what is happening?
At this point, Wade, your composure roll is?
I am king here, game master. There is no place that is forbidden to me. I need no composure check.
You're right, you don't.
I was expecting that to work.
And
Did you just Jedi mind trick somebody?
so at this point, the dogs are just sort of all gathering around you. They're sort of giving you a friendly dog lick to your hands.
I
but
reached down to scritch them.
Yeah, it's weird because they have clown heads, but other than that, it's heartwarming.
Clown
They go,
faces
"Boop, boop."
are licking your hands on the bodies of these dogs. Love it.
Blah.
And so you head on through this sort of liminal dream area, but eventually you find yourselves in a big, sterile-looking, I would say white walls, except they're yellow walls, of course, with this big mainframe and these big server racks and all sorts of computers, and it's a big giant server farm under the observatory, and it looks, Lucy, to your architectural eye, it's clearly been very recently remodeled.
Can James and I figure anything out of it, from it, about it?
What do you do? What are you trying to determine?
What it's for?
So it looks like it's. So how do you do you?
James, what are you
fire
doing?
up one?
I want you to go first because I've been speaking a lot.
Let me see.
There's to your electronically surveillant eye, you notice that there's a bank of monitors showing camera after camera after camera that's on every side of the party, and it looks like there's a lot of mayhem going on up there.
In addition to the mayhem, am I spotting patterns of behavior that are not mayhem, but are in fact plans being put into action?
It does look like event staff are sort of all heading into the observatory, and they've pulled up one of the wooden guards that was protecting one of the computer consoles, and they're starting to type things in.
Okay, we need to stop them. Can you send your yellow Larrys? You're muted, Misha.
Sorry, spouse call.
Yeah, so if James points it out, I'd be like, that doesn't look like a good thing. We should stop that from happening. So can we send Larrys to go stop them?
Can we see the Larrys on video? What are they up to at the moment? Are they still standing there with their nose
They're
to the
still
wall?
standing there with their noses up against the wall as previously instructed.
Do we want to tell the Larrys to kill the event staff or just stop them? 'Cause I feel
Maybe
like
tell them
that's
to wreck the observatory equipment. That sounds evil.
Could we not order them as the king, James?
The event staff?
That makes sense.
Do you know
to get there.
Oh yeah, is there an intercom? Is there an intercom system?
I'm
there is an
looking
intercom
for,
system.
like, a walkie-talkie or intercom system, or any way that I might communicate with the staff directly.
Yeah, so there's an intercom, so maybe you should speak or something, yeah.
Okay, so I activate the intercom to speak to the area that the event staff is in.
And what do you say?
Okay. This is the king. Report.
All is going according to plan. A vessel has fallen into place. The primary vessel has made itself known, and it is 8 minutes until possession of primary vessel.
Identify the primary vessel.
The primary vessel, we're just... you're with the primary vessel.
Excellent. I was just checking.
What?
What is the primary
I think
vessel?
he's the primary
Ask them
vessel.
more about the primary vessel.
I think he is the primary vessel.
Are you the primary vessel, James?
I think
Can
you're
you
the primary
check,
vessel.
James? Can you ask them?
One moment, please. I mute it. Look, you know as much as I do. What?
Wait, ask them! Ask them!
They know the things.
What does the primary vessel look like?
I don't. I mean, if I say that I don't know what the primary vessel looks like, they might decide.
No, they have to find the primary vessel for you. So just
No,
tell them.
tell them that you want to test their loyalty and their ability, so they have to demonstrate to you that they know who the primary vessel is.
Yeah, what she said.
Okay.
This is wild, you guys.
You could tell them that your whole court is with you and want to make sure. Yeah.
All right. I hit the intercom again. Okay. I have assembled my court about me for the moment.
Yes, O king. Your the end of your reign shall be glorious.
Cool.
Not a good.
To ensure that all goes smoothly, relate to me next steps and the description of the vessel.
All is according to plan. The vessel is more to specification than desired. This has been an enormous. The serendipity factor is 187%. Excuse me, your liege, and we are now 6 minutes toward the acquisition of the primary vessel, and he will be an ideal form for the reascension of and recorporalization of Mr. Yvain.
Is that he? Who's he? Who's with us? What could it be? The.
Okay, I hit the mute. It's like, Yvain is this is the Yvain Observatory.
Yeah.
Joel, do we know what a Yvain looks like? Somebody get Wikipedia on their phone.
Wait, but who's he? They said he's with us. Could it?
He
Is it
with
Sarah?
us.
Is it Sarah? No, not Sarah. Sorry. Is it Sebastian? Like.
Wait, hold on.
Is
Yvain.
Sebastian with us?
Who's Yvain? Look up Yvain.
Okay,
So,
I'm going to look
yeah.
up the thing.
Okay, so Jack Yvain was the founder of the observatory. He was an astronomer and chemical air and an early computer programmer. So he's got a really long Wikipedia page because he took part in the original ENIAC program, and he was a really key figure in early computing up until his death in 1984.
It's you, Sorov.
What do you mean it's me?
You're the vessel.
Oh my god. Why do
Wait, you think
would
I'm the vessel?
Well, if they're looking for a computer geek, it's one of the two of you. And I
Tell
pointed
them
to
I'm
the two of you.
unsuitable. James, call them back and tell them I'm a bad vessel. Like I'm like really stupid or something.
What? So he's going to possess the vessel?
4
So
minutes
you're
until
possessed?
possession of primary vessel. 4 minutes until possession
Okay.
of primary vessel.
I think we have to figure out how to get the, so there's a telescope or something in alignment, and I think we got to get it out of alignment. We have to get something out of alignment. But what
Can
is
I
it?
push computers here again and try and do something from here? Because I'm desperate now. I'm like, what the hell's happening?
Right.
And like, what the hell's happening?
Right.
And try and do something from here to affect the telescope stuff upstairs.
So I'm thinking, if like this is the control center, maybe.
Yeah.
So you head over and actually touch the keyboard?
Yes. I'm like, I'm like freaking out. Also, I'm like really, really smart now, weirdly, right? Mad
Yeah.
scientist. I'm like, I can figure something out.
So you spend that last push,
Yeah.
you touch the keyboard, and I'm sorry, we're going to have to break for just a moment while one of our players sadly leaves us. So thank you very much, Sharon, but something terrible has happened. Bye.
Dun, dun, dun!
So having touched the computer, a strange change of demeanor comes over Sorov. His hair sort of settles down and kind of slicks back as if covered by pomade. You sort of feel him sort of checking out his physicality. He sort of seems happy to discover that he works out. And he says to James, if you'd like, you can take the mask off now.
Oh, no.
I
mean, that might be a good idea.
What
take the mask off.
do you mean, Sorrow?
The king has served his purpose. You can take your mask off if you desire. As my court of Hali, you have done an enormously, a much better job than I could possibly have imagined. So therefore, I'm inclined to show generosity, since I have this quite sterling body that you delivered to me, and also in a moment many more. So I'm willing to let you, James, off the hook if you do not wish to be part of the sacrifice. You can take
The
off.
what
I'm
now?
sorry, the what now?
Oh, the sacrifice of the king.
Wait, hold on. First off, I tried to take the mask off.
So you try to you wish to take it off?
Yes.
You take it off.
Oh.
Okay, so you said sacrifice of the king?
Yeah, so I thought we would have to sacrifice the king, but it turns out that the primary vessel that was delivered unto me was so perfectly in keeping, a computer scientist, that the magic necessary in order to occupy him was greatly reduced, and the necessity, it's going so well up there, and I'm feeling generous, that we don't need to spill the king's blood at all. I would say this has greatly outperformed expectations.
Okay. Hey, hi. Who are we talking to right now?
Oh, just call me Jack.
Okay.
What happened to our friend?
Oh, I'm, let's just say it's a hostile takeover.
So is he still in there?
No.
Is he
I want to use
still
bullshit detector on that.
alive?
The bullshit detector reveals that he's being honest with you.
Okay, because I wanted to make sure that he's not like, yeah. Trying to
Is he
dissuade us
in
from
someone
saving.
else?
Oh no, he's just completely obliterated.
Oh, of course, just completely obliterated. Why didn't I think of that? Just completely obliterated. What is wrong with you?
No, this is, hold on. I've read about this. This is he's having some kind of dissociative episode, right? Like this is an alternate personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes, I
Or it's a possession. It's like
Wait,
a
what?
spiritualistic, like when mediums do seances. It's like that. It's like he's being temporarily possessed by this ghost of this old dude, but then he will be okay. Right?
But he just said he was obliterated. Mediums don't
Colette.
usually get obliterated.
what are you doing here, Colette? This wasn't. How did this happen? And he's looking at Lucy.
Okay. So just to fill you all in, I saw this picture earlier on when I was out in the hall, and it was from the 1920s, and it was basically of somebody who looked really, really like me, right? Like really, really like me. I asked this mermaid, and she was like, yeah, that's totally you. So I'm like, this Colette person could be my doppelganger. Like that's just how that is.
What do you mean, this Colette person? You're not Colette?
Oh dear, of course she's Colette. Shut up and say you're Colette. Who else would it be?
Yeah, we
Do you know whether it's better for me to be Colette or not Colette?
If somebody asked if you're a god, you say yes.
Look how well that worked out last time.
But like, what if like I then have to get with him? That would be really weird.
Okay, Wait.
Or what if he asked me questions that only Colette would know?
And
But then
as
what-
you're huddling, he's off working, hitting buttons on the computer and doing
Guys, I
stuff.
think we need to stop him. I don't know
yes,
what-
I think that's probably more
I think-
important.
You know what? I'm gonna wait. That wouldn't work.
Oh.
I'm gonna summon the Larrys. Larrys.
Summon the Larrys!
Larry,
to the
Larry,
basement.
Larry,
On my
Larry.
position.
So the you hear a sort of a, and the door swings open, and in comes the robot, and he takes a position by the door, and little while later, you hear, Larry's, 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 and you hear them coming in toward you, and the Larrys come in and enter the door.
Larrys.
And at this point, their faces are they're yellow devil faces. They've transformed.
Nice.
This one is making claims to my authorities. Can you hold him still for us?
Yes, ma'am. And they lurch toward Jack. Jack gestures to the robot.
No,
Oh,
not
dear.
Jack. Shit, not Shib. Sorov's buddy. I'm pointing at.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
The person in Sorov's body is referring himself as Jack. And so they're
got
headed
it.
toward Sorov's body. And the robot comes over and just starts picking them up,
Oh no.
flinging them. Blood
Not
is
a
spattering.
robot.
He
All right.
crushes the Larrys.
Can you call more Larrys?
And the horrific violence done into the Larrys is a call for another round of composure tests.
Oh no.
That seems legit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will spend 2 composure.
Let me have a look at my character.
And I rolled a 4, so that's 6 total.
Okay, you're good.
I'm also going to spend 2 composure. And I rolled a 1.
So even though you spent 2 composure, you nonetheless.
For a total of 3. It's just, I don't think Lucy's a person who likes to see other people smashed against walls.
You know, that speaks well of you, really.
I think so. Yeah.
So at this point, you are questioning your senses. -1 to presence tests, discard when something you thought might be unreal turns out to be real.
That could happen.
Sunshine, your composure test?
My composure test is an 8. I've seen this go down in a mosh pit.
Yeah.
Wasn't
And
pretty then, but
James?
I've seen it.
I'm going to shoot the works and spend my 3 remaining points for a total of 6.
So you too realize that you just didn't really like the Larrys that much, and although it's upsetting, it's not that shocking to you.
So out of character, I'm looking at my character sheet and I'm thinking, what skills or abilities and such do I have that could stop this guy? I mean, we could try fighting. That could lead to death at the hands of the robot, but my abilities are more suited to other kinds of things, except for, like, we could negotiate our way out of here. I don't think that's a great plan.
Is there anything in here that could be used as a weapon?
Well, there's all of the blades and knives and scythes and stuff that the Larrys had. But other than that, I can't think of anything.
I yell to Sunshine, it's like, Sunshine, you are your costume. You're a ghoul. Can you take out the robot?
Ghouls versus Robots 2 indicates that yes. It's a very niche film.
And on that note, so are you attempting to transform into a ghoul?
Yes.
So you accept the energy swirling around you. The Carcosan forces transform you into a classic rubbery, long-snouted ghoul. And you, I assume, leap for the robot and make a fighting test.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend 3 fighting points. And just crossing fingers with one hand, got to roll with the other hand. Ooh, 7. So I leap on the robot at a 7, and I'm snarling and trying to pull it apart. It's still a cyborg, so there's still flesh in here that I can eat.
So you.
Oh shit! I said that.
So you're now crouching over the dismembered Hungarian. You have a piece of his face in your jaws, you're dripping blood, and at this point, Jack says, "Well, I didn't see that coming." So
I'm
what are
very
we going to do
tempted.
here, people?
Huh?
I would like to make a preparedness check.
I like it.
To see if James has come with his concealed carry firearm.
Make that roll.
And
We're
then-
Americans, Cat.
I was just about to say, bloody customer support in America is so different to customer support in Ireland.
I don't go to any party where I can't defend myself using lethal force.
Libertarians.
Laughing, but I'm crying really.
I spent 3 points and for a total of 6.
Yeah, I think since we didn't specify what state, clearly it's an open carry state, and you have a pistol of your choice.
So when he says I didn't expect that, I pull out my my firearm and say, I bet you didn't expect this either, and I shoot him.
And so so make a fighting test.
Okay. I am not great at fighting.
And if you got him, baby.
Can we spin it for somebody else to?
I mean, like, I'm going to spend all of my fighting points. 3 points, and for a total of 9.
Well, I think a 9, especially at the end of a scenario, means that you've just plugged Jack Yvain. He collapses, and he reaches out his hand, and why, Colette? Why could have been together for?
I like lean over him and say, "'Cause empresses beat kings."
And at this point, Sunshine, as a ghoul, you see another corpse. You're going to have to roll composure to not set upon it and begin to devour it in front of your friends.
All right, I spend 2. We'll see how this goes.
That's assuming you don't want to. You can, of course, choose to leave the corpse.
Here's the thing. Do I have any inkling I'm not going to stay a ghoul?
You kind of feel like that was a one-way trip.
Then I don't bother.
And on that, we cut to a brisk mid-November day as Angela and Lucy and James are driving up to a cemetery, and the night is falling, and they have big carafe of a cappuccino, and they have some absinthe that they scammed at the end of the party. And they go to meet their friend Sunshine, who of course now they can only meet at the graveyard at night because she's a ghoul. And gives a little taste just of what that conversation is like in your new lives.
In some ways, I think this is everything I ever wanted.
It does seem to suit you well.
And it's kind of like working with lawyers.
I would say better on the whole.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you're honest about it.
I got you the steak. It's like really fresh, the butcher said.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was only killed like this yesterday evening.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'll just bury it and let it get a little riper. Sounds good.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
and
Scandinavian style.
you asked me to get your smartphone. So yeah, and I went ahead and downloaded the new album by that band.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, fingers not working so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a problem.
Try OK Google. I think that might work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll recognize your voice.
I mean, if it recognizes random kids' voices, it's got to recognize yours, right?
Maybe you can train it to recognize
Yeah.
your, you know, like.
So we should.
So how are things with you guys?
No, good.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
fire just, totally took care of everything.
Yep.
Oh.
That was a bad fire.
Awful,
Yeah,
Shame
no
about
awful
that.
fire.
No one's
About
coming
that
after
observatory.
Angela for murder or anything, so that's cool.
This is what happens when you do wiring without permits. Fires start.
That's
That's right.
exactly it. And, if our friend Sunshine, who had to leave the country urgently, hadn't pointed that out to us, we would never have been able to go to her old paralegal firm and point that out to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks. I hope. Yeah, you gave those papers to Jessica, I assume, and
Yeah,
she's great at that. Yeah, she's very efficient.
So on the
Excellent.
ball.
And so at this point, Angela's gets a text, and it says, I know you and your friends know something about weird stuff, and I have a friend at work who needs your help, ... And so, although things did seem a little weird for you for a little while, you know that this is normal now. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Hey.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
So it is terrible that Sharon was possessed and we'll never see him again. But if he did exist, Kat, what should people check out?
Oh, so if Sharon had managed to survive to the end of the adventure, then he would absolutely have told people to check out Honey and Hot Wax, which was edited by him and Lucian Khan, and it's an anthology of erotic art games as published by us, Pelgrane Press. He would also absolutely have said back his Kickstarter, which is running now, and that is called Strange Lusts and Strange Loves. It's an anthology of erotic interactive fiction and is kind of going to be in the same vein for anyone who is interested in Honey and Hot Wax. And it touches on themes of sex and the many forms it takes.
Misha, the Empress must have some plugs.
The Empress is currently also running a Kickstarter. Well, I'm not running it. I'm just a stretch goal in it. But Thirsty Sword Lesbians and my scenario for Romancing the Throne, which is you get invited to a ball by an evil queen, and maybe she's looking for dates, and you're Thirsty Sword Lesbian, so maybe you want to be her dates. It's Thirsty Sword Lesbians on Kickstarter. But also check out More Seats at the Table. It's a bi-weekly newsletter which highlights games from gender marginalized people. we just had the last episode, last issue last week. So if you sign up now, you'll get a new issue next week in your email. It'll come to you. It'll have like 6 to 10 games that you can check out. That'll be, you know, some are new, some are old, some are cool, but they're all cool, and you should play them and broaden your horizons a bit.
Ruth, where should people check out your work?
Well, they can check out my work at arkhamarchivist.com, and my most recent game is Snake People, a game of anticipatory grief, which is about thinking about a world after the apocalypse. I'm not saying we're living through an apocalypse. I said last February we were about to live through an apocalypse. I'm so sorry about that.
Well, I've never done anything prescient, so shame on you, Ruth. Wade, what should people find for you?
Well, you can find my blog, which I rarely actually blog at rocketscience.com. That's rocket with 2 T's. There you can download my 2-page RPG, Lunch Hour Dungeon, which is also on itch.io, as well as a rules reference for the long out-of-print Lords of Creation RPG from the mid-'80s. Keep an eye out for my 13th Age adventure, Crown of Axis, an introductory first-level adventure for that game, which you will, knock on wood, be able to pre-order in the not-too-distant future at pelgranepress.com.
So I'm writer and game designer Robin D. Laws. You can find the Yellow King role-playing game and many other fine products by me at pelgranepress.com. You can check out the podcast that I do every week with my podcasting partner, including Kenneth Haidt, at KenandRobinTalkAboutStuff.com, or just search for Ken and Robin Talk About Stuff in your podcast app of choice. And on Twitter, I'm at Robin D. Laws. And Twitter handles, everybody. Kat?
I'm at Kat THM.
And Wade?
At Wade Rocket.
And Ruth?
I'm at Ruth Brarian. That'll be more library stuff.
And Misha?
At BG Gameworks.
Well, I'd like to thank all of my amazing players and our behind-the-scenes lurker, producer Noah Lloyd, for making all of this happen. This makes up a little bit for not being able to go around the neighborhood and check out all the kids in their costumes and all the jack-o'-lanterns on everyone's porch. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Bye.